Poyser.
Regina George is a scum-sucking life ruiner.
Why is he by our table?
I can hear you, by the way.
Can you hear me now?
Hi everyone, I'm Daphney and I am a certified date and relationship coach. And today we are going to talk about the Mean Girls movie. Not the old one, which I really like. You know, it's an iconic movie.
She just moved here from Africa.
Welcome.
It is my favorite. We're gonna talk about the 2024 version of Mean Girls. And you know what? I was watching the movie and I started thinking, you know, this movie is just filled with, you know, attachment styles. So I'm going to talk about attachment styles, and I want to just jump into it. I want to start with Gretchen, because Gretchen is what we call disorganized or fearful. I mean, she doesn't know what she's doing from day to day to day. She's like,
what's wrong with me?
you know, she can't keep her mouth closed. She wants to be accepted. She doesn't know how to fit in, right? So Gretchen is a great example of what we call disorganized attachment style. She, you know, is like the kind of person who, you know, is like you tell her something, she can't keep her mouth closed.
Regina wanted me to tell you that she tried to talk to Aaron, but he just wanted her back, and that's not Regina's fault.
So let's just go on to the next one. Let's go to the one that everyone aspires to. Let's just talk about it for a minute, right? The secure attachment style. And let me tell y'all, Kevin G is in the place to be, let me tell you.
No one's watching.
Kevin is like so confident. He knows who he is. He knows when to break the rules. He knows he's smart. He knows he's cute. He knows he's talented, honey. Kevin G is the one you want to be, let me tell you. And let me say the other person who I thought, you know, fell into this category of secure attachment was Miss Norbury.
We as women have to be able to support each other.
Miss Norbury, who we all know is played by Tina Fey, right? She stepped up to the plate. She had the conversation with the girls in the gym, including Damien, of course, right? And so she is another person who I felt like was secure. I mean, even when, what's the name, threw her under the bus, right? She still stood up for herself. You know, she roasted when she needed to roast. I mean, she told it like it was, right? So Miss Norbury is one of the other people that I felt like was a good example of secure attachment style. So let's talk about anxious, or what we call preoccupied. Now, there was like a few people. Damien, you know, like, okay, Damien, why Damien? Because Damien, you know, we gotta add Damien because we can't leave him out.
Are you okay in there? We're concerned you're either doing drugs or having a toilet baby.
Right? And so Damien, Katie, who some people call Caddy, right? And then there was Karen. Karen was like, I don't even know. She was like the flakiest of all flaky.
Gretchen, I'm sorry I laughed at you that time you got diarrhea on the Ferris wheel.
Flakiest people in the movie, and then she found her groove, you know, her vibe, right? Near the end of the movie.
Dance break.
But Katie, who was this follower type, right? It's like, she was like wishy-washy, going with whatever. You know, it's like one minute she's this girl from Africa, right? Plain Jane, smart as all get out, and then all of a sudden she sees this guy she likes, and then she shifts.
Do you like gum?
Sure.
Oh, no, I don't have any. I was just...
She's like a shift, what do they call it? A shift shaper, right? Or a shape shifter, I don't know. But y'all know what I'm saying. It's like, she was that person, right? That person who she just went whatever way the wind blew, honey, so that she could fit in, so that people would like her, so she could be accepted, right? And that's who, you know, these preoccupied, anxious folks a lot of times are. They're not stable in who they are and who they want to be, and so they just kind of go with the crowd, and they fall instantly, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, who they are and how they should be, right? So then, you know what, let's just get into it. Let's talk about, you know, the avoidant types, right? These are the people that we love to hate, right? They seem so confident. They seem like they, you know, they have it all going on for them, right? It's like they're the ones that we all want to be. But on the inside, really, these folks are very insecure. They're unstable. They're not sure of themselves. So what they do what they appear to do, let me say this, is they appear to come across as the smartest, as the strongest, as the ones that everybody, look up to. They're rude, they're exclusive, right? Because they don't want people to see who they really are. Because if you get too close to them, then you'll realize that these folks are not really who you think they are. They're very insecure, they're very petty, they're jealous a lot of times. And so, and sometimes they're like revengeful and envious, right? So let's just get into who I believe. And y'all know my number one, Regina George.
What was that?
Oh Lord, it's the queen bee.
Regina George.
Don't look her in the eye.
Regina George was the perfect avoidant type, right? And she did everything that avoidants do. She was combative, defensive, as we like to say sometimes, honey. She was like this person who wanted to separate herself from the crowd so that people thought she was the what we call shiznick, right? Or the shit, so that, people wouldn't get too close to her. It was like a defense mechanism, right? Okay, so then there's Regina George. We all know Regina George. We know the song, all the things, right? And then, to some of y'all's surprise, there was Aaron. Now, Aaron was low-key, avoidant, right? He, came across as the cool kid, the one who all the girls wanted to date because they thought he was like cute and he had his shit together. But really, he didn't have his stuff together because he bounced from one person to the next person because he really wasn't sure of who he really is, right? And who he should really be. And that's why he went from Regina to Katie to Regina, and it's like, dude, figure it out. You're trying to pretend like you're all that, but really you're just very insecure and unstable. And that was Aaron. So I know y'all are probably saying, I don't know why she put him in that category, but go watch the movie again. Check it out, right? Now, the last person that I want to talk about is Janice. Janice was the ultimate avoidant. She wanted to blame everybody for her problems. She was still holding on to anger from when she was a kid.
Okay, sure.
It's like, yes, you got dragged out of the closet by someone that you thought was a close friend, a best friend, honey. But it was so long ago. So you're a lesbian, so let's move on. Own that shit and move on, right? And quit trying to be revengeful.
My friend and I thought it would be fun to mess up Regina George's life.
Quit trying to, blame people because, you had to come out too early. A lot of people do that. Like a lot of people have been, pulled out, dragged out, called out, and you're not the only one, but it was such a long time ago. So yes, you're a lesbian. We get it. Own up to that shit, right? And just be who you are and quit trying to blame people, for something that happened so many years ago. And that's when we see the insecurities in her. It's like, she wants to separate herself from everybody because woe is me, so I'm just gonna be like the person who doesn't like anybody so that way no one has to get close to me to see, the holes that I have, the faults that I have, the issues that I have, the drama, honey, that I have. And so she, to me, was a great example of someone who is avoidant and dismissive, right? Now, if you hear her story, it's not because of her, it's because of Regina. So it makes Regina seem like she should be the ultimate, bad girl, right? She should be the one who's really avoidant. But Regina was like insecure and, and yeah, she had her own challenges, right? But Janice was the one who was like blaming everybody and like, basically just like separating herself from everybody because she was still holding on to this anger. And so just wanted to get a lot of revenge, like so much revenge that she dragged Katie into it.
You know what friends do, they got your back and they are fun to be around.
And it ended badly for all of them, right? So let me just say this, because I love this movie in the sense that, it really did show a clear, or clear examples of attachment styles, right? And to me, I just want to make a point. We all have different attachment styles. And if you haven't done the quiz, go take the quiz, right? So you know what your attachment style is. But if you're listening to me and you've heard some of what I said and you feel like, maybe this is me, maybe I'm that anxious attachment style, or maybe I'm that, disorganized attachment style, you can work on this stuff, right? Now, when it comes to matchmaking, I always match people based on their attachment styles attachment styles that work together, right? And so let me just say this, but let me just be real clear, because some of y'all be like, okay, that's what she do. No, that's not all that I do. I match people on a lot of different things, but that's just one of the techniques and the tools that I use, right, to match people. So let me say this to you, and this is the point that I want to make, that we all have different attachment styles. We all have different ways to do stuff, right? But if you feel like, this is not working for me, maybe I need to look at, how can I be different? How can I be less anxious? How can I be less avoidant, right? Then that's definitely something that you can work on. I'm Daphney, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Coachable Moments at the Movies.